All right, everybody, let's continue. It's Sunday study, continuing on in Daniel. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages, talking to, he's talking to Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's son, who is about to lose the kingdom per the will of the Lord. And he's interpreting the writing on the wall. So he's talking about his father right now. And for the majesty that I can't remember the previous verse, but that the Lord gave him, or that the Lord gave to your father. All people and nations and languages trembled and feared before your dad, who your dad would kill, and whom your dad would keep alive, and whom he would set up, and whom he would put down. But when his heart was lifted up, with pride, and his mind hardened, well, there it says it, in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne for 7 years. Remember that one? Previous chapter. And the angels, the Lord God and the angels, the watchers, they took his glory from him. And when he was driven from the sons of men, his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body became wet with the dew of heaven until he knew that the Most High God ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appointeth it over whomsoever he will. So everything's the will of the Lord. That's the main theme. Man's free will decisions are deeply satanic, and he's telling them man has no free will. Everything's the will of the Lord. That your father, who was king of the world, was made to eat and act like a beast for 7 years. See previous chapter. Pride is things, I do, me, I. Man's free will decisions is pride. It's all pride. I chose Jesus. I made this free will decision, so I know I'm saved. I. Lest any man boast. And thou his son, O Belshazzar, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all these things, but has lifted up yourself against the Lord of heaven. And you brought in all these vessels from the house of Israel. So you and your lords and your wives and your concubines have drank wine in them, and you've praised gods of silver and gold and brass, of iron and wood and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know. And the God in whose hand your breath is, and whose are all thy ways, you've not given this God any glory. Then was part of the hand sent forth from God, and this was the writing written. Over to Matthew, continuing. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciples that he be as his master. Okay. And the servant as his Lord, if they have called the master of the house of Beelzebub. Goodness gracious. How much more will they call them from his household? Fear them not, therefore. See previous studies, please, on all this. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known, especially at judgment. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in the light, and what you hear in the ear, preach ye upon the housetops, and fear not them which can kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him, God, who can destroy both the body and the soul in the grave. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall to the ground without your Father? In other words, everything the Lord has controlled every single thing that happens. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. The sovereign God has even numbered the very hairs of your head. Of course, what's going to happen to the sheep and the goats, he's already chosen who the sheep and the goats are, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, goats. For you have chosen us in him from before the foundation of the world, sheep. That's Revelation 17:8 over to Ephesians 1:4-5. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are more value than many sparrows. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him I will confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, this is talking about the truth too, that Jesus is the truth. So do you deny the truth? That there's no free will? That's why he called himself the truth. When he talks about believe on me, he's talking about believe the truth. If you believe in free will decisions, you're a goat or you're a lost sheep. But whosoever shall deny me, the truth, before man, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. He came to divide the sheep and the goats. I'm glad you're here. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.